Danny Segura for MMA Junkie in South Florida, American Top Team. I'm standing next to the king of Florida, El Rey de la Florida, none other than Jorge Masvidal, who has a pretty big fight coming up, obviously fighting Colby Covington in the main event of UFC 272. First of all, Jorge, how has this camp been, man? We're getting closer to the fight. Tell us, how is the preparation going for Covington?
The preparation is going amazing. I'm going to leave him in critical condition.
Would you say this is the person that you've had a fight booked against that you hate the most or you've disliked the most?
Definitely dislike. It's nothing personal. It's business. Since I got into it, I knew the type of people I'd be getting myself involved in, the type of options that could happen, and so forth and so forth. So it's somebody that I firmly don't like at all whatsoever, and I'm hoping that the referee on the way to pulling me off of him slips in a banana peel and I get some extra shots that really change his life and his face structure, you know. So yeah.
And this fight is a main event without a title going on. This is huge, man. I mean, very few fights have done that. The only people usually include,
Only because of me.
right, only include usually Nate Diaz or Conor McGregor. I think this is the first fight that this happens. How happy are you that sort of this has come together? Because I think it speaks about your star power.
Definitely about mine, so he'll try to take credit for it. He's hasn't, I think, broke in all his pay-per-views combined 500,000 pay-per-views. You know, um, I don't have to say what I've sold. Everybody knows. So it's definitely solely because of my star power. Nothing to do with his.
And for this fight, obviously there's a lot of sort of bad blood, a lot of history going on. I just spoke to the OG, the Cuban master, Paulino Hernandez. Was that what stemmed from it? The fact that he didn't live up to his end and give him his fair share of the training costs. Is that what stemmed this feud with Covington?
That's what definitely fast forward and let me know exactly who it was. Like, there's numerous interviews of him calling me his best friend. I really wouldn't do that because I would see signs, the way he treat his family, the way he talk about his sister, the way he talk about his mom. I was like, there's three sides to every story. There's yours, theirs, and the truth. So I was like, this guy's interesting. With John Jones, he had numerous situations. Would always talk bad about John Jones. Woodley, I was there for the whole thing. So the John Jones, I wasn't there in college with him, but the whole Woodley thing, I was. Woodley brought him out. He was giving him like $1,000 a week, something crazy like that. When this guy was an amateur, just to train with him for 4 weeks, sponsors, food, and then he came back just talking shit about Woodley, like in a negative way, like, man, I would beat Woodley in a fight. I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, but negative. Not that he's like, man, I got more cardio than him. I got better technical. I do good against Woodley. I could beat him. No. Just talking bad, saying what a piece of crap he was, how many this and how many that, and all this nonsense that didn't need to be said. So I was like, man, if this guy's going around talking about everybody like that, it's just that's just who he is,
Yeah.
There's like nobody that he respects whatsoever.
Yeah. So you saw sort of the writing on the wall. You felt like this could have gone down that path.
I was already like, let me start separating myself from this guy little by little, and then bam, before I could even like fully, he betrayed my coach, didn't pay him the money that was agreed upon, and I knew since then I'm gonna hurt this guy.
And last time I talked to you was at a PFL event, if I'm not mistaken, and you had told me at the time you didn't have anything booked, and you had said, "Hey, look, I'm trying to take on the biggest, baddest dude. I just want to get the quickest path back to the title." Do you feel like this fight does that for you? Do you feel like you win this and you're back in the mix?
He's got the #1 ranking, so it's got to do something, right? Because those rankings, as much bullshit as I think that they are, he does have the #1. So then there's no denying me. If I'm #1, there's no denying me, and that's it. What has to happen has to happen. But definitely want the path to the title.
Just lastly, real quick, I saw your interview on Fox, and you called him a charlatan, and so you questioned his political beliefs, right? I know you're a Trump supporter, just as there it is, just as Colby Covington. But do you feel like it's part of his gimmick? Do you feel like he's not really?
When he started the gimmick, he was just wanting to get attached to something that was producing a lot of volume. Everybody was talking about Trump, whether you loved him or hate him. So. Next time you see Kobe, ask him, what's your favorite law that Trump passed or that he changed, or what's your favorite thing that Trump did for America? See what he tells you, There's a reason why Trump doesn't go to his fights, He's fucking thinks the guy's full of shit too, I'm sure. Trump was just using him as promotion. He's getting all this free promotion off him, why not? But I think Trump himself, Trump Sr., sees through the fucking charlatan that he is.
Lastly, prediction for the fight.
Um, Kobe's in critical condition on Monday, and it's bad, He's going to have a couple eye orbital fractures, a couple breaks here and there. But the main thing is that I want to change his life, man. I want to change his life in a very drastic way, and I'm going to do everything I have in me to do that, to produce that outcome.
All right, well, Jorge, congrats on this fight, getting a main event, obviously, without a title. I mean, you got the King of Miami here. Best of luck, and looking forward to that fight, UFC 272. Don't miss it.
A toda mi gente, bendiciones, que Dios los bendiga. Esto es para mi gente.